Welcome to Veterans Voice, where we highlight programs and services that support our veterans. I'm Christopher Kimball. The challenges of transitioning to civilian life and lingering issues from military service sometimes leads to situations where veterans encounter the criminal justice system. Harris County has resources to help veterans achieve better outcomes for both them and society. We're joined today by Jason Williams, Deputy Director of Harris County's Veterans Services Department. Welcome to the show, Jason.
Hey, I appreciate it, Chris. Thanks for having us.
Being a relatively new department, how did the VSD begin working within the justice system?
Yeah, so actually the Veteran Services Office has been around since the 1940s after World War II, but we are a relatively new department as of 2020. We became a standalone self-functioning department. And that's important because now we report directly to the commissioner's court and the county judge. And so what that does is give us a direct line to work with them and supply them with information and data on veteran issues revolving around Harris County. As you may or may not be aware, Harris County does have a veterans treatment court, both a felony and a misdemeanor court. And that's important, and they do a great job. And the primary function of that court is to deal with individuals who may have gotten caught up in the justice system that have to do with issues like TBI, PTSD issues, substance abuse issues, and things like that. But we had north of 2,500 plus or so veterans go through the county jail last year, and that's pretty significant. Both of these courts can only take a certain capacity of veterans, and that's around 90 per program. So as you can see, there's a lot of veterans out there who are not eligible for this court, or there's not room to have them in there. So what we started doing as a department is I have a team that goes into the Harris County jails two times a week, and we began working with the Stars and Stripes and the Brothers in Arms program, which those particular programs house about 120 to 130 veterans. Why that's important is it kind of brings that veteran camaraderie and community together while they're inside the jail. Of course, it gives us a captive audience that we can go in there and work with. But our primary function there is to work on exit strategies. Another partnership that we developed is with the MCOT teams, the Harris County Sheriff's Department. We have developed those programs, developed a partnership with them.
So why are these plans and strategies important for incarcerated veterans?
So the significant thing why it's important is like I just mentioned, the exit strategies, particularly trying to cut down on the recidivism rate. The recidivism rate amongst veterans is extremely high, disproportionately high compared to some others. And inside the jails, the VA has what they call VJLs, Veteran Justice Outreach People. We have 2 or 3 in our particular area, but they are also involved in the state jails and the federal jails. And so simply don't have the capacity to reach all the jails in our area. So that's why it's pretty significant for us to be in the Harris County jail, working on extra strategies. So basically when the veteran gets out, what are their plans? Do they have a place to live, or are they going to be homeless? Do they need continued substance abuse treatment? Whatever that looks like to get them back up on their feet, heading in the right direction. We just try to work with them to get all that lined up so that when they come out of jail, they have a place to go, hopefully, and we can connect that continuum of care.
Excellent. So to be clear, if a veteran becomes incarcerated, is this something that they should be actively looking for, or is the program looking to identify them?
So it's a little bit of both. Like I said, if they can get into that Stars and Stripes Brothers in Arms program, we will find them right away because they're in a particular pod within the jail. We also work with the general population as well, but they're a little bit harder to reach because they're spread all around the jail, and it's a little bit harder to get them together as a group. But we do work with everybody who's in there. We try to at least touch them once or twice so we can work on these plans.
Wow, that's excellent. So where do you see VSD growing into the justice system moving forward?
Well, I only see this continuing and growing more. There are 2 former Secretary of Defenses out there. I won't mention their names, but they have put together National Veterans Justice Commission. And what they're doing on a national level is they're realizing that we have a lot of veterans who are incarcerated, and they want to know why and what we can do to try to rectify that moving forward. So again, Harris County, one of the largest counties in the country, definitely one of the largest veterans populations in the country. They will definitely be interested in what's going on here. So I'm working closely with the Sheriff's Department. I want to thank them for opening their doors to us so we can try to gather some of this information. I want to try to go back, gather a little bit of history so we can see exactly what we're looking at here within Harris County. When this national commission comes around and they want to ask about Harris County, I want to have some data ready for them and some information ready for them so we can begin working on that moving forward.
So a member of the public, someone who's not a veteran, but they do care about veterans, how can they help your organization?
Well, I mean, you can find us online at harrisvets.com. We do have social media out there under the same thing. Our number is 281-876-6600. There's many ways you can help, whether it's donations or volunteering or just any other thing. I suggest just looking us up on social media or giving us a call, and we can discuss the potential there.
Excellent. I understand that the point is to decrease veteran recidivism in the system. Have you any success stories so far?
We do, actually. Those that and it's not just us, but I mean, the Sheriff's Department's involved, and there's some other organizations out there we work with. But again, we haven't been around for a long time, but so far, what we show is that those we touch and work with, that we can continue on through some kind of continuum of care, that recidivism drops significantly. Those that we work with, that we get into the following programs, that recidivism has dropped double digits easily. And so we definitely think that we can show now that decrease in recidivism as success. And of course, we want to continue that and continue to build on that. And part of the deal is just making sure those veterans do connect. A lot of times, if they go out that door and we don't catch them, they make a left and they're gone somewhere and nobody knows where they're at. And sometimes we find them in jail, 4, 5, 6 months later. So it's very significant that we catch them coming out of that door and already have something in place, somewhere for them to go, and those connections already made. It's very important. That's a vital part right there.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, Chris.
Jason Williams, the Deputy Director of Harris County's Veterans Services Department. After the break, we will learn how HCC builds veteran entrepreneurs.
What does moving forward look like? Houston Community College has hundreds of choices, small class sizes, and personalized support to help you do just that. Enroll today for spring classes and frame your future with HCC.
For more than a year, we have kept you informed with more than 500 remote episodes. But now we're back, bigger and better, with more news and more guests. Join us live every weekday at 10 a.m. on Facebook and YouTube, and on HCC TV at noon and 5 p.m. You can watch from anywhere. We go where you go.
It takes less than 1 minute to find out if you may have prediabetes. You can do it here. But I get it, you're busy, and busy people can't have prediabetes. I read that wrong. They can, okay? Just go to the site.
Welcome back to Veterans Voice. The leadership skills built through military service can translate well to the business world. Houston Community College has a program designed to help veterans become business owners. We're joined by Ravi Brahbhatt, Director of Student Innovation and Entrepreneurship, Entrepreneurial Initiatives. Welcome.
Chris, thanks for having us.
I have a few questions for you, Ravi. Give us an overview of the mission of HCC's entrepreneurial initiatives.
Chris, so we're established in the district office Our mission is to bolster the local economy, create jobs, build Houston's ecosystem for starting and growing small businesses, including minority, micro, women, and veteran businesses. We lead this by coordinating all workshops, by providing digital skills, providing one-on-one advising, and providing different programs such as the Small Business Success Series across the Houston region. And we really support this effort. Our department really supports HCC strategic agenda of the cultivate entrepreneurial culture across the institution and in the city.
What is the Veterans Entrepreneurship Program?
Chris, thanks for asking. At HCC, we've got a program dedicated for helping start and grow veteran-owned businesses, and we do this with 3 stages. Our stage 1 is all about gaining digital skills. We partnered with InfoThat, which is a gold Microsoft Gold reseller in Houston, and they provided education, relevant education around Teams and online collaboration, around LinkedIn and how LinkedIn could be used to, better network and grow your own digital literacy, how you can leverage, the new techniques for cybersecurity and protect your business and protect your data. And then we've also offered programs for the last one, Office 365 or Google Apps. How could you start a business utilizing these new tools and technologies? So you could do online collaboration on your documents, so on. Our stage 2 is all focused on practical business skills. We, have a program called the HCC Small Business Success Series, which is a program where we bring in high caliber instructors, folks from the former, Goldman Sachs 10,000 small businesses, trainers from that group to come and teach, vetting the venture, ignite the entrepreneur in you, finances and small business for small business, sales and marketing, and then minimizing risk. How do you protect your small business? And we give a certificate of completion when veterans go through this entire program. And then our stage 3 is focused on providing some awareness about continuing higher education or jumping into this Houston startup ecosystem. And then third, but the most exciting one is sort of a mini Shark Tank where we have accredited investors that are offering a community launch pad where we've gathered about $60,000 of cash and investment prizes for really taking that idea that's put together by veterans and their dependents, and then giving it a Houston launch pad to kick them off.
Well, Ravi, I think I could speak for all veterans. We are really honored by all of the ways that society wants to help us, but why have a program specifically for veterans?
So, we've partnered with the Veterans Chamber of Commerce, the Houston Regional Veterans Chamber of Commerce, and we've done so now since almost the inception of this chamber. We've found with the chamber, our friends at chamber, that veterans have all the skills needed to be really successful in business, right? However, the things that we can help with, such as social capital, access to financing, access to business acumen, access to digital skills, this is stuff HCC does for everyone. So our goal is, one, they'd make really good entrepreneurs if they had the opportunity of working with other entrepreneurs in the city. How do we combine the two? How do we get entrepreneurs teaching entrepreneurship to aspiring veteran entrepreneurs? That's what the program's about. So, we really establish a strong partnership with the chamber, and we've learned, that this is one way we could really, offer practical digital skills, practical business skills, community launchpad. And we do know that the veteran economy, veteran business economy in Houston is not counted. It's large, but not counted. how can we help? How can we be, drop in that mission, that large ocean, and help support capture some of that data so that we can advocate for veteran-owned businesses and make people aware that veteran-owned businesses exist and get more people to support and just overall, it's just the right thing to do in our books. It fits our mission well at the college.
How can veterans learn more about the program and even apply?
So we've started our program. We're currently in stage 2, but they can learn about all of these, all the details I've shared on hccs.edu/VEP. And V for veterans, E for entrepreneurship, P for program, VEP. So just if you go there, you'll see the 3 stages. Each stage has its own registration. Since we're in the middle of stage 2, we've got well over 35 veterans that are going through this cohort now. Our next training will be next Saturday. However, our stage 3, which has panel and the competition, would certainly love to welcome more veterans to come support, listen to other veterans, be part of startups that are led by veterans, maybe come in as an investor and invest in a veteran. We have groups like I Am for Heroes, such as a nonprofit committing $50,000 of investment prize money. We have groups like Wallace Bank that's committing, cash awards, where we've gained about $10,000. We've pooled about $10,000 of cash awards, for this round. And the competition will take place on November 10th at HCC West Loop campus. So we'd love to invite, all your listeners to come and support and cheer on, and let's help out the growing veteran business in Houston.
Thank you very much, Ravi Brahbhatt from HCC's Entrepreneurial Initiatives. After the break, we're going to find healing and growth through my favorite thing, hobbies.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
911, where's your emergency?
Welcome back to the Veterans Voice. Mental health professionals have long touted the benefits of working with your hands for clearing the mind, centering the heart, and finding a sense of purpose. Future Operations Base helps veterans connect with these benefits, and President Rod Lopez joins us with more. Welcome to the show, Rod.
Hey, Chris, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Well, Rod, first thing of the day, what is the mission of FOB?
So the mission of Future Operations Base is to gain a positive coping mechanism for veterans in this platform of the workbench, right? To create this environment where you're building something with your hands, you're keeping your mind busy, but at the end of the day, you've accomplished something that you can go home with and share with your loved ones, your family, your friends, something that gives you some positivity in your life.
What challenges do veterans encounter in life after the service, and how does Future Operations Base help?
That's a good question, Chris. I was in the Marine Corps.
Semper Fi.
Thank you, sir. And so on Camp Pendleton, we had a hobby shop where you could change your brakes on your vehicle. You could change your own oil. You just had to give them your ID. You pay like $3 or some $5. and you utilize the tools. You pull your vehicle in the bay, you utilize all the tools for your vehicle, you get it all done, you turn the tools back in, they give you your ID back, and off you go about your day, right? And in that shop, every weekend that I was there, I kept meeting the same guys, and we created this interesting bond with tools and this, kind of a mechanical mindset of all of us coming together. So when I got out of the military, I wanted the same kind of platform in the civilian world, and I looked for a lot of years, 5 years or more, for something like it. I was willing to move to any state, anywhere, to be able to support something like this. So as Marines do, we lead from the front. I didn't find it, so I built it.
Wow, what a statement. And you brought me back when you said being at Camp Pendleton and being able to pull in and give up your ID and do what you need to do. So do veterans find opportunities in the skilled trades, and what makes that a good fit?
Well, so going back to your question before this about some of the obstacles, it kind of goes into this next question you have, is that we have veterans that they're either disabled, they have certain disabilities. We have a lot of amputees that go into the shop. We have work benches that are to their level for wheelchairs to go under, and they will actually build them for themselves so they can, it's the right height and they have the right tools and the mounting and everything else. And the ones that don't have these physical disabilities, they get together and they come up with ideas of what they want to make. And if they're interested in the AC repair or welding or plumbing, I'll find a veteran-owned business within the Houston area. And now we're also going to be in Fort Worth as well. And we will bring them in and invite them in to do some kind of demo to get kind of the basics done. If they're interested in it, we'll try to get them a ride along where they can, oh, here's an AC guy. If you're interested in doing some AC work, go ride along with Johnny and see if Johnny can get you in and see if you like it. And I thought I loved welding. I'd never done it before. I was like, man, this is going to be a great idea. Well, within the first 15 minutes of having a mask and gloves and a shirt and it's 100 degrees, without all that stuff, I didn't like welding. I couldn't even see anything. So I learned real quick. I'm not a welder. So, so those are the kind of things that are interesting, is you get to have a taste of it if you want. But at the end of the day, any veteran and their family members can come into the shop. The membership is free. The tools, the supplies, and materials, everything is free. You get to take whatever it is you build home with you, or leave it, donate it, however you want to do it. And that way, your family's involved also. They get to see the positive stuff that you're able to do. And then you see that there's some positivity in your life, and you have a support team. You're like, man, I'm going to go to the fob shop. I'm going to go hang out with some guys, and we're just going to build something, or I'm going to help somebody build something else, right?
Rod, I must commend you. This is the greatest example of harnessing the camaraderie of the Marine Corps, the overcome and adapt attitude that we have, and brought that to civilian life. And so for people who aren't veterans, how can they support you and your member veterans?
Well, we have a website that, for donations as well. We also have workshops, and we will invite the families and the veterans to support. We'll have events. We haven't had much this summer because it's been really hot, but that's normally what we do. And if you have a veteran, let's say you have a neighbor that is a veteran and he's wheelchair bound. We've had plenty of these that are Vietnam veterans, and they're not going to be able to come to the shop. They're not going to be able to get the transportation. Well, contact us. We'll send them a kit that they could build in their lap or on the kitchen table, and we'll actually go over there with some veterans and build it together with them. So, we don't do it a lot because we don't get a lot of these, but when we do, we make it a big deal to go over there. We have a very special Marine Vietnam veteran. His name is Stephen Meredith, and we go over there and we used to do a lot of stuff with him as well. He's getting up there in age, and but he's more than willing to help a vet out understand a tool or something like that too, right? So That's how we try to get the public involved, like spread the word, get veterans to us. We don't want the public to just think that, hey, woe is me all the time. Support us because we have this problem or that problem. We were tip of the spear. We have great attributes about us military members, right? We were leaders. We are leaders. We push forward. We have a lot of grit, and we don't give up very easily. So these are the things that I'm trying to harness to bring to the light, is that, hey, let's continue moving forward and doing great things for each other and our communities.
Well, Rod, I have a personal question from me. From what I'm hearing, it sounds like the future operations base is, when I think of our organizations like the VFW or the American Legion, those are kind of like stress relief. Nothing really positive comes out of it. It sounds like you actually have a veterans group for letting off steam, getting together, but it is also constructive. Would I be wrong in assuming that?
No, sir, you're absolutely correct in that.
Well, I want to thank you so much for what you do. And can you give us your website again?
It's www.futureoperationsbase.org. I'll put the information here on the chat, my email, and all that stuff as well. We're on all the social media platforms if you want to get a hold of us there, for sure.
Well, thank you very much. Rod Lopez, the president of Future Operations Base. If you'd like more information on any of the organizations and services you've seen on the program today, visit our website at hccs.edu/Veteransvoice. An audio version of this show is available on Apple Podcasts. Just search for the HCC TV Podcast Network and then hit the subscribe button. For everyone here at HCC TV, thank you for joining us on the Veterans Voice.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look,